Alright, welcome back. This is the third video in my Saudis series. In this particular video, I will talk about the Saudi Uber ride from hell. Okay, this happened a little over a month ago, and if I'm not mistaken, it was the Thursday of my birthday. I was leaving work. I was very happy to be leaving work because it was a very stressful week, maybe even a stressful month. And so I'm running out of work because I have a flight to catch, because I'm leaving my city in order to go to another city to have something to do. It's impossible to do anything in this city that I'm living in now because there is nothing to do literally for entertainment. There's absolutely nothing to do. You can go to the mall, but I mean, come on. It's really ridiculous. Anywho, back to the story. So I leave my job and I head out to go catch the Uber that I had ordered. I get outside and I see the car that has arrived, and the thought that crosses my mind is, this Uber driver already has a death wish. Why should I get in the car with him? This idea crossed my mind because there was extensive body damage on the right hand side of the front of the car, and I started to turn around, and I should have, against my better judgment, I got into the car with him. The Uber driver must have seen my reaction because for the first 2 minutes he was giggling like a little girl off and on, and it started to make me uncomfortable after like the first minute. And I'm thinking to myself, what can I do to sort of like get him to basically shut up and stop giggling? So I kind of probably let out a little sigh, like and then that put a stop to it pretty much. This guy is still trying to communicate with me, so I can't remember if anything else happened before that in terms of him trying to communicate with me, but he ends up sending me a message with Google Translate. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you one of the most important parts. One of the most important parts has to do with the fact that inside of the car he had all of this imagery from American media. From the rear view mirror he had 2 or 3 images or something like that. And the only one that I recognized was of the Joker, played by Heath Ledger. So yeah, that was a little creepy. The other image was some black and white image of some white American male from the 60s or 70s. I'm assuming that was the period of time when this picture was taken because it was in black and white. I mean, this guy could have been a serial killer for all I know. He could have been a musician, but I found it a little strange that, again, my birthday ride for the day had a dinged up car, which I didn't know that Uber drivers were allowed to have in the first place. Not only that, but he has like all of this weird imagery from American pop culture in his car. One being the Joker, which is a movie that I haven't seen, but I did end up looking up the character and realizing that he was sort of like a terrorist. So oh dear. Okay, so back to the message that he sent me via Google Translate. He typed something into his phone and then he shows it to me. And I kid you not, the message said, "Do you want to live?" I read the message, and for the 2 seconds before I responded, I wasn't sure how to respond. I definitely wasn't going to respond with fear because I don't live my life being fearful of other people. You know, when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. That's what my big brother used to say. And I kind of think in a similar way. If I was scared to die by the hands of some terrorists in this country, I would have never came. Anyway, so I'm processing the text, and the only thing I could think of to say was Mafi Malam, which means I don't understand. And then I think I said it in English first by accident or whatever. I said, I don't understand. And he said to me, it's in English. And I was like, shit. Yeah, that's a good point. But I continue to say Mafi Malam. I don't understand. I don't understand Mafi Malam. And a couple of minutes pass, and he shows me the same message again. And I respond the same way, and I continue to make eye contact with him via the rear view mirror. Maybe another minute passes, and he sends me a message, and it ends up being a nonsensical translation. So I respond in the same way by saying that I don't understand. After that, panic actually begins to set in a little bit, and I message him saying that I'm sick and I would like for him to stop the car. Instead of stopping the car after he read the message, he rolled the window down for me. And after he did that, I could feel the tension in the car change. The situation de-escalated after that. And we made it to the destination. But before we did, he ends up pulling like this mask over his face that had like these big teeth on it, and I just laughed at him at this point, because he's obviously either and or a joker. He could actually be some sort of a psychopath. In his Uber picture, he seemed to have some sort of like official, from the head up, like hat that had some sort of an emblem on it. So maybe he worked for some military organization or something like that. Who knows? I got out of the Uber ride, and he got out as well, and he starts talking to the two security personnel that patrol outside of the compound, the hotel. Actually, I don't live in a compound anymore. I live in a hotel that's guarded by Saudi security. And that ended up being problematic because I thought to myself, well, if I do feel like he needs to be reported, then it would probably be very stupid to report him, being that he personally knows two of the guys that are actually doing security for the building where I currently reside. I did speak to a couple of the Westerners here that I know, Western males, and one advised me to report him to police. The other advised me only to do so if he started, contacting me personally. So I decided not to do anything because he wasn't personally harassing me. However, this is the weird part. If you can believe it gets weirder, it does. After the incident, I ended up seeing this guy hanging out around the hotel. Like, I saw him at one point like 3 times in 1 week, and then I saw him again the next week, just like literally just hanging out around the hotel. And before this, I had never ever seen him before, and he's literally just hanging out. And that's worrisome. It's very, very worrisome. He hasn't tried to communicate with me, which is good, but he for sure has been lingering and just hanging out in his car around the hotel, whereas before the incident, I had never seen this man before in my life. Yeah, Yeah, that happened. Anywho, that was the third video. I hope that you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.